Hello guys, good day to you all. Welcome to my channel. So among all the things, that the US, all the measures that the US government is putting in place to push the Nigerian government to do the needful. Now, one of the things that gladdens my heart is, the whole talk about visa restriction, for Nigerian, political office holders or officials in the nation, amongst all the things that the US government is pushing for. Already they are looking into the whole Sharia stuff, Sharia law, and at the same time, seeking who and who need to be out before they can have any form of collaboration, with the Nigerian government to tackle insecurity. Now, people are even hoping, that the visa restriction should also extend, to the family members of these political office holder, these Nigerian, politicians that we have in the nation. I'm one person that is rooting for that. If these individuals are not being treated, with high handedness, let me put it that way, if they are not treated with, if these individuals are not treated with, iron fist hand, I'm talking about the Nigerian official, politicians, I'm telling you the truth, they will end up not doing what they're supposed to do. We already see a committee head telling us the reason why they cannot make the names of terrorist sponsors public, and he even put it as, posing security threat, which I am wondering, how is that supposed to pose security threat? And we find also that there are a lot of people sympathizing with terrorists. So if this is the only way, since most of them, even when they have as much as headache, they go out there, as much as checkup, they go out there. If you can have them, have their visas, being restricted or being denied, maybe that will propel them to rise up to want to do the needful. Ordinary threats will be say Boko Haram don't even try to say they will, adopt these individuals. You see the kind of fear, how they even had to talk about it in the house. How much more when you stop them from going outside? And I wish also that the US government, will also seek the assistance of other Western nations, so that the Nigerian government will be forced to do the needful. Now, this is one of the things that gladdened my heart, reading through the pages of paper and seeing that, okay, this is the next move that these individuals are making in the US against the Nigerian, government officials. Before I get to read what the media reported, and of course how people have been reacting to this, I'm going to first show us this video that has really, sent talks wagging in different reaction on social media space. That's the video of a headman, that actually congratulated the Minister of Defense. That's the person of General Christopher Musa.
Kai. Ba rabu da gwani ba abin yake samu irin shi, to ai nan kan an rabu da gwani amma ba wahala an samu wani. Gaskiya shi karan jiya da naji murabur ɗan ministan tsaro Badaru Abubakar, gaskiya na ji wani iri, ban ji daɗin abun ba, sai ne ta tunani to ya ma za a yi. To in dai wannan labari haka yake kan, gaskiya na yi farin ciki, saboda an ɗauko wanda ya dace sosai, wanda ya san matsalar tsaro a ƙasar nan, an naɗa shi. Kai, na taya shi murna. Allah ba da ikon sauke nauyi, Christopher Musa. Ina bibiye da labaran da yake yaɗawa sosai, na yaba da ƙwazon shi. Christopher Musa mutum ne mai fahimta, saboda shi mataki biyu yake bi ma wannan matsalar tsaro. Yana bin mataki na farko na yaƙe wannan matsalar da ƙarfi, kuma yana bin mataki na biyu na gana an yi sulhu. Wanda ya yarda a yi yaƙi da shi, wanda ya yarda a yi sulhu kuma shi ƙofofin shi a buɗe suke. To gaskiya muna fatan alheri wa shugaba Tinubu. Wannan zaɓin da ya yi gaskiya ya yi daidai, kuma Allah ya sa wannan labarin gaske ne. Kai, gaskiya na ji daɗi sosai. Na ji daɗi gaskiya. Na ji daɗi sosai.
Godwin saying herdsmen mean people taking care of herds such as cow, etc. That does not automatically mean a bandit or kidnapper. Every tribe has their bad people, and I will have finest guy saying these Fulani herdsmen are more current than a lot of Nigerians. An average Nigerian, you will see them on TikTok, Instagram, watching comedy and stupid videos. Now, I have a reaction from Ify Beke saying, ha ha ha, they are using Star to tell him something. So on the brain is saying reverse psychology is a technique where you encourage someone to do the opposite of what you actually want them to do, hoping they will resist and end up doing what you really intended. Let's see how it plays out. Olori Oluseun saying Nigeria has not turned into what I don't know. Bandits go legit do videos, give away. Yet no official DSS NG at police NG at HQ Nigerian Army can track them down. But make Achowore cough now. Kitty kitty, them don't go arrest, and they will have Lamo Wolabi saying, I repeat this again, if they give the chance to him, he will out and end terrorism in this country. Well, I do actually want him to succeed this time around. This singular post has sparked, a controversy, a lot of reaction for and against, General Christopher Musa since yesterday. I don't really understand the Hausa language much. In fact, I'm terrible when it comes to understanding the Hausa language. So, but I was able to, get the translation, which is what I just put out there. And, maybe because of the caption by some of the, blogs that carried this whole video, maybe that's why people decided to. And because of the high level of insecurity, I mean, like, we find these people coming to say, oh, we are congratulating him. It could be, it could be solely because of the high level of insecurity. But one thing I also need us to understand is that not every Fulani person out there, not every, headsman or headman we see out there is a terrorist. For goodness sakes, there are some of them that have condemned the actions, strongly condemned the actions, of their brothers. And as far as they're concerned, they also want this thing to end. So this young man here that actually did congratulate, General Christopher Musa could mean well, could be one of those good persons, from the Fulani tribe. So I don't even want to weigh in much on this. I don't really want to weigh in much on this. But I do understand where people are coming from. And some people feel like, okay, probably General Christopher Musa, must have one or two things to do with these individuals. No. I do not believe so. I do not believe so. The only reason why I feel, General Christopher Musa might not be able to do the job thoroughly is because he was the CDS and he was part and parcel of the government, and he allowed a lot of things which to me I feel he shouldn't have allowed happen. For instance, the rehabilitation of the Boko Haram, and you even get to find them being put back into the Nigerian military as being alleged. No, in all of the videos where we have the the low rank officers calling on their orgas, they have never mentioned General Christopher Musa. So I don't even want to conclude that okay, this is what it is. And I do want to wish him well in doing this job. I do also want to say that he should do all he can to make sure that he doesn't listen to the government when it comes to negotiating, when it comes to rehabilitating. And the government also need to provide the needful if need be. I don't tire today hear say, oh, our weapon were carted away by the bandits. I hate hearing this kind of stuff. I don't even want to draw any form of conclusion from this, but I also do understand the concerns of Nigerians upon seeing this video. So for now, I think for me, it is best we give this man the benefit of doubt. Let me just want to believe he has turned new leaf, and the Tinubu himself has given him the go ahead to shoot on sight, just the way he dished out yesterday upon him being sworn in as the Minister of Defense. So I think for us, we just really need to calm down small. Not be all of them they're bad, not be all of them join what they do. So let's watch and see. Maybe much more later we can revisit this video and get to understand more about it, should what people suspect be what it is. But I don't want to believe it is what it is. General Christopher Musa has been one person that has been rooting for terrorism to end. I only felt disappointed because he decided to allow the government to do as a deemed fit in all of this. So now, make him do the right thing. Let me believe he's going to do the right thing. Thank you so much. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. Now, still talking about, fighting terrorism, the US sanction and all that. I'm going to read what the media reported and how social media users have been reacting to this before we come back to wrap this up. US Congressman Really Moore praised a new state Department policy announced by Secretary Marco Rubio that imposes visa restrictions on Nigerian officials and individuals implicated in violence against Christians, calling it a good first step towards accountability. The policy, unveiled on December 3rd, 2025, targets those who knowingly direct, authorize, fund, support, or carry out violations of religious freedom, with a particular focus on Nigeria amid ongoing reports of atrocities. Secretary Rubio emphasized that the measures extend to other governments and individuals worldwide who persecute people based on their faith, signaling a broader U.S. commitment to combating religious intolerance. This is a good first step. Accountability is coming to those who perpetrate or turn a blind eye to the persecution of our brothers and sisters in Christ, more stated in a post on X quoting Rubio's announcements. Moore, a Roman Catholic representing West Virginia's 2nd District, has been vocal on issues of religious freedom, aligning with the Trump administration's renewed emphasis on protecting Christian communities abroad. The announcement follows Nigeria's redesignation as a country of particular concern by the U.S. State Department for 2025 due to severe violations of religious freedom. Advocacy groups like Open Doors have reported over 3,100 faith-related deaths of Christians in Nigeria in 2024 alone, primarily attributed to attacks by Fulani militants in the country's Middle Belt region. Reactions from the Nigerian diaspora and international observers have been largely positive, with many calling for further measures such as asset freezes and sanctions on key figures. On X, users expressed gratitude to the US government, with one poster urging full accountability for those involved in the genocide of Nigerian Christians. Trump administration building on previous efforts to address global religious persecution. State Department officials indicated that the visa bans will be implemented immediately, though specific names of targeted individuals have not yet been disclosed. As violence against Christians continues in Nigeria, advocates hope this step will pressure the Tinubu-led federal government to authorities to curb attacks and protect vulnerable communities. Miller saying, remember Nigeria state governors that sponsor Hajj. Ebonyi State Governor of Nigeria approved over 551,502,842,84 million naira to sponsor 46 Muslim pilgrims for the 2025 Hajj, which breaks down to approximately 8.78 million naira per person for the 46 pilgrim. Ban him too. And then we'll have Ghost CFC saying we need this in reality now more than just paperwork, and to be effective the relatives and children of these officials should be restricted too. Let's have this ASAP. So like I said before, I would love to see this whole restriction extended to the family members. We have very selfish, wicked, self-centered politicians in Nigeria. Let me tell you, some of them don't mind, taking the bullet, so long as they allow their family to be out there, and then whatever it is they have looted and stolen is left there for their family. After all, waiting, then they steal, not just for them but for their 10th generation. So some of them don't even mind. So I would love to see a situation where this whole thing is extended. The US government should be weighing different options on how to clip the wings of the most of the politicians that we have, those corrupt politicians. They should be looking for measures. And I feel also, just like I said earlier, they need to draw the attention of other Western leaders to look into clipping the wings. And one of the ways I feel, because every country know how terrorists can be and how harmful terrorism can be if you allow these individuals to spread. So I'm sure every country will pretty much want this thing to end. So if they can, I bring in other Western, leaders to say, okay, we need to take measures against the government of this country, and this and this and this and this is what we think, and we need you to impose this kind of stuff. I tell you, the hands of the Nigerian politicians will be tied. The hands of Tinubu and, other politicians have in this country will be so tired that even the Tinubu himself, because he really wants to be on the good book of these individuals, because he seeks validation from these individuals, because he loves validation so much from these individuals, he will do the needful. He will do the needful. So what I want to see is a situation where much more harsh measures will be taken on these individuals. If it means also confiscating their properties, investigating how they got the money to buy these properties, and then having it confiscated, please let them also do so. Because as we dey here, so we don't tire. We don't tire to the see rubbish they go on. We don't tire. If you leave the Nigerian government, in fact, they will allow this thing to continue. If not for the tweet, from the government of the US, the president of the US, by now, we're not going to say, this one resign, the other one, they need to remove this one. We will not see things like this. Everything will continue the way it is. So please, let the government of the US keep pressing the neck of these politicians with very heavy measure sanctions. Now waiting, I won't see, just so the needful can be done. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please do leave your opinion in the comment section. To subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, click on the notification bell the moment you subscribe. That way you get to know as soon as I publish. Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you for the immense support. God bless you richly. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you guys in my other videos.